Welcome back to Story Time at the Reach Bookstore in 2021. So we have a brand new year with all the possibilities with that. We are looking for some guest storytellers. And so if you have a favorite book that you would like to read and videotape yourself doing that, we would be more than happy to have you do that and send it to us, and we can put you in a spot. So we have a form to fill out, and then we can get in touch with you. And we would just absolutely enjoy seeing some different speakers, some different storytellers, some different stories, lots of wonderful things out there. And we would like to share your storytelling with the rest of the people that listen to these story times. So please think about that, and you feel like that's something that you would love to do, please fill out the form, and we will get back in touch with you. So happy reading. Today's story is called Scromlette the Omelet Chef, and this is written by a local author. He lives in Lincoln, Nebraska, and this is his first story that he's written. It's Zach Christensen, and it's illustrated by Chiara Savate. And he says, if you do what you love, life will make sense despite any suffering you might face. Scromlette the Omelet Chef. There once was a kid whose name was Scromlette, and he could make a super mean omelet. Scromlette was skinny, he was not buff, but when he cooked eggs, he took no guff. Scrom would use mushrooms, peppers, avocados, and lime. This kid cranked out breakfast any day, any time. Scromlette went to school and he worked hard. He had good grades on each report card. Some kids were mean, they were not kind, they bullied people without a care in their mind. Scromlette was picked on because he was small. He would get tripped as he walked down the hall. He was called names, his feelings were hurt. He couldn't fight back, and he felt like dirt. But Scromlette kept cooking because that was his thing, even though his heart hurt. Omelets made his heart sing. Scromlette grew up, he graduated from school. He pursued his dreams because he wasn't a fool. He studied to be a chef. Scrom wanted to be better. His omelets improved because he was a go-getter. Scrom also saw a therapist because his bullies had hurt him. He wanted to move on. He wanted to forgive them. After time had passed, he stopped being bitter. He forgave them at last because he was no quitter. Scrom wanted to help people in a world all helter-skelter. He wanted to feed people. So he started his own homeless shelter. Scromlette was the head chef, and he led all the cooking. No one ever left hungry, nor had they ever seen breakfast so good looking. He made the best omelets ever for those of humble estates. If people had empty pockets, he could serve them full plates. Scrom loved his life. He wouldn't change a thing. The stove was his kingdom, and he was the king. But the kids who bullied him were not doing so good. They dropped out of school and never achieved what they could. They lived on the streets without a roof over their heads. They never had hot food or any warm, comfy beds. The bullies came to the shelter on a cold winter night. They were too tired to work and too hungry to fight. When the bullies saw Scromlette, they were totally shocked. They couldn't believe their eyes as they gawked. They were filled with fear and they were full of dread. This kid they had picked on would decide if they got fed. "We are sorry for hurting you," one bully said with tears. "It was wrong what we did in school all those years." The other bullies spoke up with their voices hoarse, and each of them showed a clear sense of remorse. That means they were sorry. We were never cared for by fathers and mothers. We only felt safe when we could hurt others. The bullies felt bad for what they had done. They were out on their own with nowhere to run. The bullies knew what they had done was wrong, and they finally saw that Scromlette was strong. Then Scromlette said, "Your apology means a lot. Now that you're here, I can share a thought. As I hear your words and understand what you say, now I can see why you acted that way. I have already forgiven you. I already let it go. Because if I stayed bitter, then I couldn't grow." Scromlette then whipped up some omelets for all, because kindness always wins, even if the giver is small. And then he has special thanks to people in his life that helped him along his way. Scromlette the Omelet Chef. So keep reading, 20 minutes a day or more. Don't forget, we have 5 free kids books for each family every time you come into the Reach bookstore. We are looking forward to seeing you all in 2021, and we're especially looking forward to those stories that you're going to send to us. Bye-bye.